Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video, I wanted to go through the different types of builds that I have on my account to help people in the early game get through some bosses, some cheesy builds that you can do to sometimes solo or just work your way around different bosses. It was a comment I got in a previous video, so I thought it was a good idea to go through for newer players to help you get just extra rewards from progressing further in Faction Wars or Doom Tower and stuff like that. Then I'll also give you guys an update for this new account. For 16 days played, we're on day 17 of login, but let's go through, and I'm just going to go quickly to my gear presets. So different characters are going to want different things to sort of carry you through different content. If you've got a damage dealer like Michelangelo here, then having yourself a lifesteal set, very, very simple. Lifesteal, normally in the early game, you're going to have crit rate main stat gloves, attack percent main stat on your chest, and then speed on your boots. That's pretty much what you're looking for here, and then just having lifesteal sets built around it. Now, make sure you're making use of the preset function, the preset manager. Save it into global presets. You just hit that and save as global preset, and then you can use it with anyone. I haven't named any of mine. I just look at who they're equipped to and what they are. But if you're more organized than me, you can definitely name them. You can see mine is getting messy here. I haven't deleted any that I started with. You can manage yours better than mine, but hey, it gets it done for the mess that is my organization. But because we have permanent free gear removal, this is just so fantastic to get you extra progress everywhere. Like I said, the first set is going to be a lifesteal set. Now, the second set is going to be more for those supportive tanks. If you've used the Tahanrock code, you'd have her. If you use my download link, you'll also have Vergis. These two and Tagoar also really good for soloing content through Faction Wars. So if we go to Tahanrock, often what you will need, and if we go over here to my preset manager and my global presets, you can see I've updated this one recently. That's why it's down the bottom. Before, it used to have different chest plate, but it's this one, which is going to be a resistance build. So if you take a look at it, it's fast. It's got a ton of HP, because a lot of things in like there's one of the bosses, there's a lot of different areas where there's things that ignore defense. If you look at Bommel with his bombs, there's a lot of things that ignore defense. So, you know, having a good amount of HP and then also resistance. You can see this is a 163 resistance. If I had a banner, that would increase the resistance even more. And so what I've got is this level 16, which may seem like a waste chest, but for this early progression gap, I'm happy to waste that little bit of silver to get a chest. Now, before this one, I used to have a 4-star speed set chest that was at level 16. I just sort of upgraded it because I had this one with a speed sub, and wouldn't you know it, it didn't roll any speed. But hey, it is what it is. But yes, a resistance chest is so fantastic for soloing your way through a lot of content with your tankier type units that have their own form of sustain. Now, another great set that you can look to as well, if you need it, is, wait, let me go here, is going to be the regen set, which is down here. But as you can see, I don't have any of those sets built, so I don't have a regen set. But being able to heal 15% every turn is really, really nice. But for me, like I said, I look more to this build, which is going to be, if I go here, preset manager again, it's going to be that build that focuses more on getting your resistance up, having high HP and high speed. That's for units that can self-sustain themselves without lifesteal. So Tahanrock, obviously, she has her heal over time that comes off of this one. We've got Vergis over here, who has his passive with the shield and also the heal over time that comes when he drops below 50%. So works so incredibly well. And the reason I go for high resist on those pieces is because the resistance, wait, he's missing that piece that I once had. So let's go over here. I'll show you the piece that I had before this. If we go over here, this level 16 chest, you know, it's nothing crazy, but that got the job done through lower floors. Then that like 100 level resistance didn't become enough. Now even 150 is too low. I'm at level 90 Bommel, and I really need around 250 resistance to avoid those bombs. But we'll talk a bit more about thresholds later on. But yes, having a resistance tanky build for some of these characters is absolutely fantastic. So where do you use this type of thing? Over here in the Orc Crypt. Now, it may not be insane. I'm only, you know, cleared stage 7 up to stage 9. But if we look at what I'm using, it is literally just Tagoar with food, and I put him on that high resistance build, because that way he's not getting stunned and his own sustain abilities can work for him. Now, the reason I haven't gone further with that Tagoar is because if we take a look at mine, he has not been a priority on this account for getting skill ups. So he's still a 5-turn cooldown on this, a 7-turn cooldown on that. So that's why he's not working too well. But if you have a beefed lift up Tagoar with skill ups into him, and you make a preset, kind of like what I showed you earlier, which is this one here. If I go to presets again, and we go to global, go down to this one, and I put that on him, and he's all of a sudden at 220 speed, decent HP. Keeping in mind, my Tagoar is 5-star, so he's only level 50 and 3-star ascension. If he gets to level 60, then he's going to have much higher stats on top of that. But the speed, the resistance, it can make him do really nice things over there. And the cool thing about Tagoar in Faction Wars is that he can 3-star those stages because he can revive all of his teammates. But if we look to where else I have used this, over here in the Lizardman Crypt, I just used old mate here. I can't remember his name, the guy that you get for free on 14 days of login. I just used him on the lifesteal set to get through that one. But all the other places that I've gotten through, you can see I got through some demon spawn stars there as well. High elves, obviously that's all using my Vergis. Barbarian, that is all using the Tahanaruk on that resist build. Sacred Order, that was just with the Deacon Armstrong on the lifesteal set. And then Bannerlords, obviously that's Michelangelo on the lifesteal set, putting in some work. So you can definitely get through a lot of these ones. Now, something else you can do in the crypt, if you really want to get some 3-stars on early stages, you can see that I haven't done it here, but as you are leveling up fodder, you can level up fodder to like level 20 if they're 2-stars, level 30 if they're 3-star fodder, and you can level them up to that level 20, level 30, and then just put all of your best gear sets on the 5 food champions that you take into this, and that way you can get 3-stars in the early stages of these. That's what I did in Sylvan Watches. You can see I'm up to 12 stars. That's because that is the exact strategy I use to get those extra stars, which can then get you some extra rewards through these star progression upgrades. So that's what I really like about having the free gear removal. You can really cheese your way through that. But like I said, the main thing is to get higher in stages is just all about having that one tanky resist set for your healing supports, and then having a decent lifesteal set for your attackers, hopefully AoE attackers, and that way you can get through a bunch of extra faction wars that you otherwise couldn't do. And then if you want to get more stars, you level up food on that day, because let's face it, in the early game all you're doing is leveling up food. And then you just take your 5 food leveled up to level 20, level 30, whatever it may be, and you just chuck them in there with your best gear sets, because it's, easy to remove and swap around. And then you just chuck them in there and you get as many stars as possible. Once again, that helps you get extra rewards. You can see my next one is the level 185 one, which is here. Then I go in, I'm going to get myself 150,000 silver, 150 energy is the big one. And then as you go up in the stars, you start getting more of the epic books, void shards, legendary books as well. There is a lot of good stuff to come from here. So I definitely think on a new account, it gets you some of those extra rewards earlier, some extra ancient shards, some extra energy as well, which is always fantastic. Now, the other place that I use this stuff is over here in the in the tower. Now I am stuck on this one because I can't get my Tahanaruk resistance up enough. You saw I was around 160. If I had a decent resistance lead, that would probably get me over the line, but I don't have a resistance lead. So basically I need to get a decent resistance banner for my Tahanaruk, and I should be able to solo the Bommel over here, which other guys in Discord are doing with a bit higher resistance than mine. Also a bit higher defense as well. My HP is pretty decent when I get over 50k, but that's what I kind of do there, and she can just do her own thing against the Bommel. Now, Dark Fae is one that is a little bit tricky. This is the team that I used for Dark Fae. I'm not going to do the whole runs because these things take me a lot of tries. And essentially against Dark Fae, I put everyone onto some crit rate pieces because I want as much damage out of my team as possible, and I also want them to be a little bit squishier so that it's easier for me to kill them. So that was the whole build that I did here. Is I put everyone on a crit chest so that I could get more damage out of all of them. And then what happened was it made it easier for my Mikey to wipe them when they got stolen, and then only my Mikey gets stolen, and then it's easier for my units to kill Mikey because he's really my only DPS. Now this one took me, level 80 Dark Fae took me like, I want to say about 10 tries because Mikey kept evading it, and all I would do is save my Tahanaruk's skill 2 for when Mikey got stolen so that I could put the block buffs on and make him not get his shield, which was another effort for me to get through. So that's the strategy that I used over there in Dark Fae. With the Griffin, I ended up just using 3 champions because I didn't want to have more debuffs and more buffs to put on the Griffin. So I just used these 3 guys. It was a bit of a pain. I only managed to do it after I got Brimstone on Mikey. That was the extra damage that I needed because obviously I'm Spirit and it's magic. So that was my strategy there, is just bring less champions so I have less debuffs and buffs, and just play around with what attack the boss is up to. If the boss is up to the remove buffs, then I apply debuffs. If the boss is up to remove debuffs, then I apply my buffs. It's pretty simple strategy in that one, and it's just a matter of getting the damage and running through those cycles over there. Once again, we're just in TLDR mode. For this one, I ran a whole team up, but then it was just Vergis doing the solo. This one was with Vergis on the high resistance build. Once again, high resistance. I also had him on high resistance with lifesteal, which is a bit different, just so he could get that extra tiny little bit of healing in case the boss stole his regen. That would put him in an awkward situation. So the lifesteal would just let him creep up, and that worked perfectly fine. Once again, just high resistance, high speed, and then tanky, and it was all I needed. And then once again, for Bommel over on these stages, my Tahanrak was good enough to solo, but I just ran a whole team, and when it got down to away you go. It's pretty simple, and you know, earlier stages are pretty easy, but that's kind of the way I went about it. Once again, the 2 big things are having a decent lifesteal set for your attackers, and then a good high resistance build for your other units that have decent self-sustain. And that's pretty much the gist of everything that I wanted to go through in terms of those type of builds that help you get that extra progression in those areas like faction rulers and tower. So that is it for that part of the video. Now I want to jump in and talk about my account progression for day 16 of play. We're on to day 17 of logins. Now, if we go over here, I think since my last video, I have made Anax and also Deacon Armstrong to level 6-star. So those 2 are sitting at 6-star. The next one after that will be Tagoar. Then I'll have to choose a Force champion, and then I will have to do Madam Serris, and that will be all of the champions I need to do. You can see that I have all the food for the next fusion that I've got to do. That's, dude, I can't even remember the guy's name. But yeah, the fusion, we are ready to do that because we got all those foods ready to go. They're at level 40. I just need to ascend them, which I have the materials for, and we should be good to go on that. To go to level 60 next, we've already got 3 5-star chickens built up, and we are working on the rest of them. So we've just been grinding all of our stamina over there. If we go over into tournaments, was tournaments the one? No, that's not where we wanted to go. If we go into the events and we go to champion training, you can see obviously I've been grinding the food super hard because I want to max out this champion training. Any chance in this early game stage to get a legendary book, especially when I'm trying to use 2 legendaries on my main team, being Mikey and Tahanrak, I'm going to take any chance I can get. And let's face it, early game, you just got to build food anyway. So that's just what I've been focusing on. I probably spent about 120 gems on 3 refills today just to like boost this up a little bit, plus all the different energy sources that I've got throughout the day. So that's what I've been focusing on, trying to get as much of that done as possible. If we go over to the Arbiter missions, you can see we're up to the Void Potions. Now we are currently on, if we go over here at the time of recording, we're on the Force Day, which is Saturday. So tomorrow is Sunday, and that is when we do get the Void open. And once that Void opens up, we'll clear through this, and then we'll be able to punch through all of these and clear this phase of the Arbiter missions, which I'm really looking forward to being into that final phase. Once again, getting another 2 legendary skill books. Now, the other thing we have is challenges. If we look over here, you can see I've got to upgrade a Magic champion to rank 6 and then a Force champion to rank 6. Now, those will be the next 2 champions that I do. The next one will be Tagoar, and then I will have to do a Force champion for the Arbiter missions. So that will get that done, and then I will be able to do this one as well. That will get me an extra legendary book on top of that, plus an extra 150 energy. Love the extra energy. Over here in artifacts, you can see I just need to get that regeneration set. So every day in the quests where it's like get 3 gear drops from dungeons, I just do that in finite, and hopefully I can build this regen set and get that extra 75 energy and the 2 epic books. Dungeons over here, I could have done this ages ago. I've just got to do level 13 on auto of all of these, but I farm higher stages, and I completely forgot on Force Day to drop back down and do the stage 13. So that's going to get me the extra sacred over there. And then over here, this one, upgrade 3 affinity bones to level 5. I won't touch this until after I finish the Arbiter missions because it will just slow down my Arbiter mission progression. Now, if we're talking about Arbiter missions, the main thing in it is going to be getting all your gold emblems, which our arena fights, I've actually been doing really well. Like there's another one we can probably beat. There's one that we would lose to, so I'm not going to attack it. But I think this dude, we should be able to beat this one. I can't remember his HP burn. I think we'll get that. It's magic though. maybe we'll skip it. We'll see how we go. I'm also refreshing over here because there is a tournament going on. And as I've always said, these tournaments are the best tournaments. Where is it? Dude, Tagoar, dude, I could not see that. It was right in front of me. The tag, I was looking for arena and it was the tag that got me. So these ones are always fantastic because you can get yourself the 6 legendary 6-star artifacts, and I'm just like, it's just too much to give up on those. Like, I know Relentless isn't the greatest set, but hell, it's gear that could have the stats, which could help you out. Plus, it's an epic book. So I always grind the hell out of these, make sure I do all of my free attacks, get 3 wins on all of them. So I'm always checking those refreshes because if you can win these, it's just a good little boost to your account. Plus, these progression rewards ain't too bad as well to get out of it. So I've just been like grinding my refreshes every 15 minutes in both arenas at the moment. In the market, I'm still buying champions. I'm still buying shards in there. Looking out for some decent Savage gear if I can find it, because I would buy it because I would like to get my Michelangelo on Savage for clan boss damage. As for the clan boss itself, we're kind of doing 2 to 3 key depending on where it goes in Brutal. We had really bad RNG in the last one. You can see we got 10.28. But yesterday we did do a 2 key. So I've just been trying to get the Brutals up there as much as possible. It did turn, that attack was when it was void. Now it has gone to force, so I will easily clap in like 12 to 15 mil. So that should be another 2 key on that one. Yesterday I did brutal, hard, and normal. So I'm trying to get as many of those chests as possible because they do give you a bunch of the potions as well, which, you know, in Arbiter missions, the potions are very important for, you know, you've got the mission where you got to mix like 10 superiors. So you need a bunch of these graders, and I've just been getting a ton of them through the clan boss, which has been nice. I also got 2 epic books over the last 2 days over there as well. So really, really nice on top of that. Now, for this account with the Arbiter missions, I am definitely getting hard boned on Spider. I did a quick run up in Spider to see how far I could get. I cleared 14, but you can see it took me 9 minutes and 32 seconds. And after that, I'm like, hey, we're not even going to try and push up to 20 because we're kind of boned here. So all I need for Spider is to pull a single target rare burner. That's all I need. Any champion with a burn and I will be good. However, I'm saving all my pulls for Leonardo. So I've kind of got myself in a catch there. Now, obviously, I do have some rares that I've pulled because, you know, through mysteries. So I'm hoping I can get one of those rare burners through mystery shards before the next like week so that I can do some of those Spider missions. Otherwise, you know, I'm just going to be boned on my Arbiter missions. Essentially, everything else we should be okay. I think Finite will be a little bit of a struggle, but I think I should be able to creep it up to stage 20 because stage 20 is a force affinity. I think stage 19 will be the hardest stage for me, just because my team's not. It's not like the Tholen account where it's like cater made for that because you got the Lightsworn and stuff. This one we still have Mikey double hitter. We've got Anax double hitter. We got double hitter here on Deacon Armstrong with double hitter on Tagoar, and then obviously we just bring in Tahana because she's our speed support as well. But eventually I could probably drop to Hanorok and just use Tagoar as the solo sustain, and then once we get ourselves the what's her face, dude, Morag, then I can bring Morag into that and we'll be perfectly set over there. I could also build up a Armiger if I wanted to, but I don't think I really need it at the moment. So yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Progression on everything I'm really happy with. We're just stuck on Bommel in Doom Tower until we get a resisted spanner for my Tahanarok. And yeah, and then I think Spiders is going to be the other breaking point for us. But I'm not going to go ahead and pop these summons because I really want to get Leonardo if the event comes up for Leonardo. So I'm not risking burning any of these summons. I will just sacrifice my Arbiter mission speed on this one, which kind of sucks because I feel like I could maybe get this done in 25 or 26 days with the Arbiter missions if I did have that just single burning champion on the account. But unfortunately, we haven't got there yet. We are grinding our food farming over in campaign, and hopefully from all the mystery shards, which we've popped every one we've had, hopefully we get a burner. But anyway, that is the update for the account as well, guys. And that is everything I want to go through in this one. If you have any other things you want to know or you want me to make videos on, please leave it in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.